This is a general reading for Scorpio for September 29th through October 5th. So if Scorpio is your Sun or Moon rising or Venus, this is a general reading for you. So take what resonates and leave the rest. Again, I'm having the offer of a 30-minute complimentary reading for those who either put in a comment or subscribe. For those who do that in the month of September, you will be in the entered into the September drawing or selection. It's a random selection. And those who put in a comment or subscribe in the month of October will be entered for October. I want to thank you all for the kind comments. I do read every comment, and I thank you for your prayers, support, and also the prayers and support for my fur babies. Unfortunately, on Monday, I had to take Gypsy to the vet and have her euthanized. She had that huge cancer on her leg that there's nothing they could do for it. And she was in pain. The vet asked, because she came in panting, and he said that was the sign of pain. I had to let her go. To continue this and to continue her in pain would be very selfish on my part. It was a very difficult situation. If you look into the community section of my YouTube, I posted some pictures of Gypsy, including the first day I adopted her, and her in the crate as we came to Portugal and she flew over. So some pictures of Gypsy. I should have included others. I had pictures like when we were at the cafe and she was having coffee, or she wasn't having coffee, I was having coffee, and she loved her park watts. So there's some pictures if you want to see her, and thank you for your kind comments. Now, if you have not subscribed, consider being a subscriber. It is free. There is no charge, and I promise you, I will not send you text. I will not send you emails. I will not use this for any marketing. It is totally free, and it helps build up the channels. Now, what is the advantage? Well, you'll be entered into the possibility of getting that complimentary reading. If you put notify, you'll be notified when the videos come out. And I'm thinking of some things to, support the subscribers. The one thing I'm going to do is for the month of September, I have a September special, and the money went to my vet bills, which I'm still paying on, because Gypsy's euthanasia was 133 euros. If you convert that to dollars, it's like probably $150. That special is ending September 30th. It's $22 for 30 minutes, and you send me an email. For the month of October, I have the subscribers special. The September special is a video sent to you. The October, you have a choice of live, and it's usually through WhatsApp, and you can ask questions. It'd be interactive. Or if you don't want to do that, I can send you the video link. For that, in October, a regular reading is $30 for 30 minutes, and the subscribers special, if you're a subscriber, it's $5 off. And the same thing for an hour. The hour rate is $50, and the subscriber rate is $45, which is quite a bargain. If you check on the other channels, what they charge for private readings is way, way, way more than that. So it's still a bargain, and I wanted to acknowledge you as subscribers. And some of the other things that I'll be doing in the future will maybe have a Zoom or have some sort of interactive thing, a streaming, where we could do like a 3-card, or I can do a card draw to support you and to thank you for supporting the channel. So thank you so much. The other thing is, if you like the video, thumbs up. That helps the logarithms also. Right now, I have my crew here. I have Nina on the table. She's supervising the cards, the tarot cards. Jason's in the bedroom, and he is doing so much better after his antibiotic treatment, and he's back to his goofy self, I call it. And he's 10, and he's always so full of energy. It's smart, smart, smart. He's a Bouvier de Flanders mix, but more Bouvier de Flanders. They're the herding dogs. Then I have Milo in the sitting room, and he is sleeping. Milo's on heart pills now, which is 70 euros for 2 months. And he is, you know, just, he's 16, he just sort of chugs along. And then Hope is in the courtyard, and he's 16, blind, deaf, my Portuguese dog that I adopted, and he's really missing Gypsy. Because even though he was blind and deaf, he would know that she was there. And Gypsy was the alpha of the pack, and the alpha is generally the one that takes care of the pack, and she'd always check on Hope to be sure that, you know, he'd gotten his food, and she'd go out and check on him, and she'd check on all the other dogs to be sure they had their food before she would eat. So Hope is missing Gypsy. Now, we're going to do the reading, and I have shuffled the cards, and let's see what we have coming up this week for you, Scorpio. The first card, oh my goodness, the Tower. Well, hang on, Scorpio. Hang on, get your seatbelts fastened, because something's going to be happening to you. Crossed over by the Five of Swords. This could be a big argument. There's some big flare-up that's coming up. Be prepared. Okay. Spirit is saying this is the time to have the cool mind, to have the cool demeanor, even though you see, you know, what's going on, but it's part of it, and it can be unexpected. It is unexpected, but there's this big argument that's coming up, and at the base of it is the Queen of Swords. I don't know if you're the Queen of Swords. May not be. It may be someone you know. It could be a boss. Behind you is the Four of Pentacles. We'll get some more cards in this, and we'll show you this with this big flare-up. It's definitely an argument, or something that you thought was like steady, and then it just explodes. It can be confusion. It can be an argument. Crowning you is the Lovers. So it could be an argument with like a love interest. Ahead of you is the King of Swords. Then we have here the Nine of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, the World, and the Nine of Pentacles. Now here we go with the noise outside. I'm so sorry. You know, this is like a Portuguese thing. So in the mornings it's very quiet, and then as time progresses, you know, and it's street noise. So, okay. Now, with the Nine of Pentacles comes the Seven of Cups. So it's maybe looking at some possibilities of what you're going to do for making money, maybe some job choices. The middle of your world, the world is Knight of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles comes with the Ten of Pentacles, balancing, looking at some choices for money. Nine of Wands with the Queen of Wands. Then we have the King of Swords with the Ten of Wands. That I think is work. The Lovers with the Eight of Swords. That's crowning you. Then behind, well, and then at the base of it is the Devil with the Queen of Pentacles. Now we know what's going on. It's the Queen of Pentacles. Something's going on there. Let's see. This is ahead, crowning. Oh, behind. Behind you is the Devil card with the Four of Pentacles. Something about work. Queen of Swords with the King of Cups, or Knight of Cups. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles, a new job, crossed over by Six of Swords. I think you've decided to leave whatever that was. Could be a big flare-up, it could be a firing, it could be something, but there's this big flare-up. And what is it about that? Okay, so there is the King of Swords, or the King of Swords, and there is some heavy burdens there. That's work. I think that in the work environment, I think it's more work environment. It could be the Lovers. In some situation, it could be the Lovers. But I think that this is more work. And, okay, you decided to move from it because we have the Tower and the Five of Wands. It's either that it's suddenly a big disagreement. It could be at home, or it could be then the work environment, or it can be that something like the work environment with the Tower and the Five of Wands can represent confusion. So it could be as a result of lack of leadership and confusion and conflicting direction, things fall apart. Or it can be because of poor management, that there's layoffs. This could also be a big argument, an unexpected argument, that there was, you know, and it was unexpected. You were in there like a lamb, whatever this was, thinking things were going to be fine. And then there was this big dispute. And it came out from you had no idea that this was going to happen. None. Okay, so it could have been that like your boss was having a bad day, and you know, I wonder if that's the Queen of Swords. But the Queen of Swords is with the Nine of Cups, which can be home. But you go in there and your boss was having a bad day. And it could have just been some little thing that the next day or the day before they completely ignored it. But for some reason, it was displaced anger from another situation that they were them. It was like a cork. And there was pressure building up within this individual, and rather than addressing the situation that it really involved, that it was, you know, he just blew, or he or she, they blew, and there was the Tower and this big argument. So, you know, in order to save face, the boss then reacts in a certain way. You were just like an innocent bystander. Collateral damage is what they said, collateral damage. Now, know that there are no accidents in the universe. You may think it is a very situation that is regrettable, that you really wish it hadn't happened, that you like being there. But know that, you know, the spirit guides, it's for you to clear a way to go to something else. That if it hadn't flared up, if there hadn't been this something, and it could also be applying for a relationship, you know, that there's this big flare up. If this Tower hadn't occurred, you would continue in that situation. It would sort of complacent, like everything's fine, and you know, you're not going to change. But this pushes it, and as the change, then it opens up because, and I've been saying this several times today, two things cannot occupy the same space at the same time. So it clears the way for other things to come into your life, and you would not have done that if this had not happened. So know that it is part of the flow, a part of what you know is going on in your life, even though right now it seems extremely difficult. Like, boy, what happened here? And I almost see, you know, like the swords, and you're like bleeding, not physically, but you're feeling like there's the Five of Swords, you know, where he's got his bandage on his head and he's sort of like been in battle. Well, that's how you felt at the end of the day, sort of like you've been in this big battle, and you were just, it was something, one little thing, and it wasn't really, any other day it wouldn't have made any difference. But, you know, that cleared the way. And then we have new opportunities for money. All of a sudden there's an opportunity that comes forth out of nowhere, or you're thinking about new opportunities because they see Ace of Pentacles, and you get in your boat and leave that situation. You're moving forward. After this big flare up, you're like, well, I can't be here. And the universe says, okay. And you hear about new opportunities for prosperity. And then, you know, during this week, you decide that you're going to move forward. You're leaving this choppy waters and moving forward into smoother things. It could be that you have no choice, that they fired you. Or it could be that you cannot work there anymore. But there's some sort of thing about change and moving forward. Now, I think this is, for someone, this is all about work. And at the base of it is the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Cups. For some, it could be related to home, Knight of Cups. And the Queen of Swords could be this individual. Let's get a couple of cards on that. Okay. and just be prepared. You know, it's better to be forearmed and then, no, forewarned and be forearmed. So knowing that there's going to be some big flare up, then at least instead of being, you know, going to the situation like the lamb, you're going to be, okay, oh, this is what they were saying, and I hear these things, and I hear like this voices being raised and everything. So it's better that way, and then instead of being just blindsided and then like losing your balance. So it's sort of like getting your armor ready for battle, even though you're not going to battle this, because you're going to take it as the Six of Swords, going to smooth waters. So in this situation, when you know, the tempers are clearing, you know, a person cannot have an argument with themselves. So if you just say, gosh, I'm sure sorry, and do not argue about it, do not defend it, just listen and go, okay, and then move on. Because if you were to engage in an argument or something, it won't be good for you, because it's the boss or this other individual. So it's sort of holding it close to your chest, so to speak, and not defending yourself. You know, you could say, gosh, I'm really sorry that happened, and or this is my fact. But you know, the boss is, or whoever this individual is so riled up, they're not going to hear anything you say. If you want to go back and discuss it at another time, you could say, well, you know, maybe we could, you know, should put this on hold and make another, you know, a time. But I think that it's just, it's a big flare up. And it's sort of like you can't put it all back into the can again. And the boss has to say face. And it's not about you. I mean, it could be that you did one little thing, but you've been doing that before. So what he was really mad at wasn't mad at you. It was something else. And it was just, you know, it's that whole thing about, you know, anger and who down the line, you know, the thing, and then they kick the dog, that whole thing. But they don't kick the dog. But what I'm saying is until someone doesn't, you know, is the victim down at the bottom. But it's, see, the whole flare-up wasn't really about you, but the boss, you happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. Please show me about the Nine of Cups and the Queen of Swords. Could this also be related to home and an argument about home? Please show me who the Queen of Swords and the Nine of Cups are. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. So, now this is the Seven of Cups, and you had the Seven of Cups before too. Some choices. King of Rods. That could be business. The Death card, a big change, something ending. So something ended, and then you have some choices. I think it could be about movement, about home. Yeah, okay. In the middle of your road, and then it's a message about home. So this at the base could be a message about home too. So for some it's work, for others it's about home, because behind you is standing firm at work with the Devil card. So there's something, you know, the Four of Pentacles is standing firm, knowing what you want. And then there's the Devil card, which is, you know, this toxic environment, which can include arguments. So I think that maybe there's something that was going on in this organization, that there, you know, there's some behavior on an individual that was there, that, you know, this person could have had anger issues, could have had, could have had some addiction issues, which affects their thinking. You know, maybe they are having some drug issues, for example, that affects their cognitive ability, you know, that they flare up. That's possible. There's something about the Devil card in at work. Now, I always say that the Devil card is not a person. It's those behaviors that keep a person from being authentic with themselves or others. So this can, you know, the Devil can be, maybe this individual has some addiction issues that they don't control, and then affects their behavior. Or maybe, you know, they could have things like gambling and money's being siphoned off. There is something going on with the Devil card. So know that this whole environment, you're being protected actually to leave that, because it's not going to be good. It's not going to have a good outcome because of this whole thing going on, and the devil card, and it's got the money. So it's, you know, they might start, when you're leaving there and you're gone, you know, they might start looking at where did the money go? Or has there been any embezzlement, or have there not been? There's something that you're protected as you're leaving. That's for the work environment. For if it's a personal environment, would you, okay, the same thing. Because we have, you know, this is all about cups. And it could be a flare-up within the home too, and maybe it's not, you're not even involved, but it's going on around you. There's all this conflict. You know, you can be in an environment but you're not one of the primary parties disagreeing, but you're going to get the overflow. You're going to get all of that negative energy of people arguing around you, and you know, and feeling tense and eggshells because you don't want to get involved in it. And I think that could also be for someone that you're in that home environment. This is all this conflict around there with other parties, not necessarily you, because you are, you know, here's, now the Lover's card is crowning you, and it's with the 8 of Swords. Now this can be interpreted in 2 different ways. The Lovers could represent a relationship, and as this relationship and as things are blowing up, you feel you cannot move forward. It's almost like a fear that you couldn't move forward. The other way to interpret it is to make some choices, and you feel like your choices are restricted because of what is going on around you. Could be like if you're in a home environment that you're at effect of this other individual and all of the turmoil that's going on. If you're thinking about work, you feel like, well, I don't have very many choices. I'm sort of stuck here, or this is all going on, or, you know, I feel like I can't go forward and I can't make a clear decision because there's all of this going on. But know that there's new opportunities because you did have the Ace of Pentacles. Because, you know, you're going to get the Ace of Pentacles because ahead of you is the King of Swords and the 10 of Wands. Now, I would think either the King of Swords can represent a boss, or it can represent an organization, and you have a whole lot of burdens from that organization or from work. The 10 of Wands is knowing that it's almost over, but you know, they put everything on your shoulders, and therefore, if anything, you know, it was sort of like the blame game, because they don't want to be accountable, and there's all this disagreement, and so it's piled on you and piled on you and piled on you, rather than them stepping up and doing their share. That's part of it, and that's what's ahead, because here is you then, you're feeling better because there's some relief of the burdens, you're going forward, it's the reduction. And the Queen of Rods can be a boss, it can be you, but things start turning around a little bit. You become more optimistic. It could be that they've done some, in that environment, maybe they've done some changes because of what's going on. The Queen of Rods could be that organization, it could be you, or it could be a new boss. And there's a lessening of your burdens, because then you have here balancing out about prosperity. This is looking at your options for new jobs. It's the 10 of Pentacles and the 2 of Pentacles. So you're looking at some alternatives. Do you want to stay? Do you want to go? Do you want a new job? Do you want to have your own business? But you're looking at some alternatives regarding prosperity and income coming in for you. Then you have the King of Pentacles. So new opportunities. I think you're going to get some offers. This is all clearing the way for new offers to come to you, because the situation, you know, a lot of this is about money. It could be even offers like the Knight of Pentacles could be relocation. It could be money coming to you. I think this is a job offer. I really do think it is. The Knight of Pentacles is a job offer, and the Knight of Pentacles represents a person. Then the final outcome is you have some choices of what you're going to want to manifest. I think that you know, you have the 7 of Cups and you have the 9 of Pentacles. So this could be different job options. It could be staying where you are. It could be self-employment. It could be moving forward. For others, if it's related to the family, then you look at some choices about your role. Are you going to leave? Are you going to stay? Or there's even some choices about the dynamics of the family. It could be it's related to maybe a spouse and some older adult children, for example, or siblings or some relative that's not minor children. And, it might require, or it might involve into some changes of housing, for example, that maybe these adults are asked to find their own place. There is something, for some family units that there's this discord. And I think of that old thing that guests and fish start smelling after 3 days. So maybe who's ever been living with you has extended their stay, and it's time to redefine where they're going to go, because obviously, you had this big flare-up disagreement. That's one example, but there could be other things, and it can be a long simmering dynamic which comes out in this family, if it's family. As far as work, it can be that this boss wasn't the big boss, and so things start flaring up, and then they do some changes, which then you could think you could stay there. Or you can move to another opportunity, because you're looking at your choices. Now it's all yours. The Seven of Cups. Now you don't know what's under those, and I've been getting the Seven of Cups in readings for this week, and Spirit has said to me, you don't have all the information. However, there's no mistakes, because it's, out of fear you go, I don't have enough information, I know what's going on. But however, whatever your choice you make, in the universe, it's all part of a lesson. So if you picked one, and then after a while we go, well, this isn't the kind of job I really wanted, or this isn't really what I thought, it can all be changed. And you learned from it. And what you learned from it was, well, that didn't work out, so I'm not going to do that again. If you treat it like a lesson, a life lesson, and go, well, it's like ordering something from a menu, and you order and they bring it in, and you go, I won't order this again, it's got too much spices, or I don't like the taste or something. It's the same thing with these choices, that you just don't do it again. And so it's all options, and the important thing is to come with as much information as you can, with discernment, taking your time and figuring out what you want. So this month, or this week, Scorpio, is a week of adjustment. You go in, like innocent, like I see this person who's like whistling, coming in, everything's fine, and then boom, this unexpected thing comes. And the part of it is how do you adjust to that? How do you react and move on? And there can be some things that maybe alter the situation, and you can stay. There could be some situations where you think it's going to not change, and then, maybe you don't have a choice and you have to move forward. However, as you move forward, know that it is, it has clearing the way for new opportunities to come for you, for a new path. And it could be that it's just clearing the way for new things to come to you. But during the time that you are in the middle of this, you can feel very off balance. Know that you've been forewarned, so that you can sort of prepare for it and think, well, I don't think that's going to happen. But then when it comes to go, oh, okay, well, I'm going to get through this. There's new opportunities, and I know that it's just sort of a clearing out to make room. So that's what Spirit's saying to you this week, Scorpio. So you have to be flexible and know that it's just part of the experience, and it's not going to be, you've got the Devil card in there, so, and you've got the Tower card, so it's all part of just what's going on. And it's you're going to, here's, you've got your Six of Swords. So you're leaving that toxic situation, or the drama or whatever, whether it be home or whether it be work, and you're just going, or it could be that there are smoother waters ahead. but it's the rough waters are behind you, and you're now deciding what direction you're going. You're commanding your own boat. So moving forward, and you do have the Ace of Pentacles, which is new opportunities for money. And things will start falling into place during this situation. So just be knowing it's going to happen, be prepared, and it's all going to be in the flow. That's what's happening. Now, the Wisdom of the Oracle will have some things that will show you. And I always pull 3 cards, Angels and Archangels and Spirit Guides. What do we have for Scorpio today? Angels and Archangels and Spirit Guides. Please show us for Scorpio what messages do you want for Scorpio. Okay, so the first card is a change is in the wind. Yes, there it is. A change is in the wind. And poised, ready for changes. Ready for changes. You've got everything in order. And then the final outcome is to be fair. To be fair. Let's read the to be fair, which is number 38, which works out to an 11, which is a master number. 38, balance, justice, a need to consider options, mutual benefit, the law of cause and effect. Cause and effect. Life offers experiences that are challenging and experiences that are nourishing, yet over time they strike a balance. You move from being, from status to doing, from discovering to loving, to letting go, to being again. Life is a pendulum swinging between all of these states. So that's exactly what is happening. You think things are going fine and you're coming along, whistling along, almost like a little Disney cartoon, and then boom, it happens. All unexpected. But now it's not unexpected because you've been forewarned. Spirit has warned you. So if you go in and there's this big flare-up, you don't have to be surprised. You just take it and know, be in the flow, listen to what they say, do not argue, because if you start arguing with them, then they really say, well, you're not following what the boss said, you're arguing, blah, blah, blah. That gets into that whole other thing, which would affect a reference, and you just agree with them and say, okay, can we discuss this at another time? Do not argue at the time, because what is ever going on with this individual, they're not thinking rationally. It's all, the adrenaline's going on, their synapses in the brain isn't working right at that time because it's all got that energy going on. So you become the adult and you say, well, I'm really sorry. Sorry that there's this flare up. However, you don't engage in argument and say, well, maybe we could discuss this at another time, sort of put it that maybe we could, can discuss it. But really what you're thinking is when things sort of settle down, maybe when things are a little bit cooler. But you also have these new opportunities coming up. And so I think that you're going to decide, oh, I've had enough of this drama, I'm moving on. Which, if it hadn't happened, you'd still be there and you wouldn't have new opportunities. So think of it as that way. Now, we want a Divine Beloved card for you, Scorpio. And if it's related to home, you've known that this big flare-up was just waiting to happen. Do not get in the mix. It's not your argument, it's not your thing, you just be neutral. And then there might be some resolutions coming up about this. Angels and Archangels and Spirit Guides. What do we have for our Scorpio? What do they need to know? Which cards here? Here's 2 cards. Okay, 3 cards. Acceptance. I accept myself. Let me love and accept myself as you love me. May I find you shining brightly within my own being. So accept yourself. Love yourself. Nurturing. I'm spark of divinity. Change me, Divine Beloved, into one who accepts my body exactly as it is, seeing it is as a vessel for your love. Fill me with gratitude for this physical form. Let me nurture and care for myself in every way. So it's about taking care of yourself. Buffalo is about loving. In longing, I offer my deepest desires. Change me, divine beloved, into one who offers you my deepest longings, trusting you know exactly how to handle them. Let me know my wholeness and freedom most of all. There. Okay. So that's your divine beloved. I'm going to be pulling your meditation card for this week. Oh, no, we have the Louise Hay do affirmation cards. You have to have your affirmation cards for this week. Angels and archangels. And if you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing. It's free. And think about the readings. If you want the $22 reading, that offer, that has to be requested by 9:30. And you know, I do have the subscriber special for the month of October. Angels and archangels, please show them Louise Hay's 2 cards here. Oh, we got 3, 4. Okay, so this one and the top one here. I open new doors to life. Well, isn't that true? Because you're going with your 6 of swords. I rejoice in what I have. I know that fresh, new experiences are always ahead. I greet the new with open arms. I trust life to be wonderful. Okay, this is your new opportunities. There it is, if you want to take a picture of that. And then we have here, my home is a peaceful haven. For some of you, this may not have been, and now it's going to be. You're affirming your home is a peaceful haven. I bless my home with love. I put love in every corner, and my home lovingly responds with warmth and comfort. I am at peace. For some of you who had a flare-up in your home, this is the affirmation that it is going back to a peaceful state. Your sanctuary. Okay, and then we have your meditation card. Okay, here we go. Nina, you're being awfully quiet. Yes, you are. Okay, angels and archangels and spirit guides. What's the meditation card for our Scorpio for this week? Here it is. Take charge. Don't wait for the stars to align. Reach up and arrange them the way you want. In other words, apply for those new jobs, new opportunities. Take charge. Or if you want to leave the situation you're in, leave that work situation. Get in your boat and go, because there's new opportunities. Thank you so much, Scorpio. I'm sending you light and love for this week. May you have peace, clarity, and be safe. I'm sending you light and love from Portugal with Nina.